Be patient. This video is going to give solutions you may have probably not heard from anywhere else. In the past, I had a burning desire to be the best at everything I did. That fire desire most definitely became a pest I could unquestionably no longer host, as mental pressure burnt my soul. This video initially began as a self-care vlog to gracefully show you ways I would take care of myself on a bi-weekly basis. So how did we land at burnt out, overwhelmed, and mapping a path to depression? Well, let me tell you. I booked for a spa day at Saraya's Turkish Hammam Spa, and the massage started. And shortly after, I was startled as tears rolled down my eyes on the spa bed. Yet, I couldn't understand why. Well, finally, I got home and it was like time to ponder, soul search as to why I was crying for no reason. I mean, my hair was done, so were my nails, good skin, fresh breath, and I smelled good. My house was well cleaned and my tummy filled up. I couldn't at all articulate why I was so down. Sooner than later, I pointed out a few things, so let me tell you about them. So first, I had the overwhelming feeling of loneliness. Second, although this is one of the happiest periods of my life as a lot of things are currently falling and have fallen into place in my entire life, I wanted to be at my final success destination immediately. I was just done with the process. Number 3, nothing seemed to be enough. Nothing at all. Number 4, I never took breaks. I'd literally wake up 6 a.m. in the morning and I wouldn't stop to rest until 10-11 p.m. when I got back. Number 5, life is short, so I have to make it now. That was my thinking. Instead of life is short, so I have to enjoy it now. Can you see? Anyways, to the solution part of this video. So I was basically searching, Google searching literally just when I was trying to articulate why I was feeling the way I was feeling. I searched different terms, crazy sentences, whatever came to my mind. And I also started watching, religious preachings and like I typically would. Just things, motivational speeches, anything that could uplift me. And I came across a concept called Scientology. Because I'm not trying to lecture, I would just hit the nail on the head, which is basically a group of people who couldn't believe in anything religious and decided to form their own church. You can watch about it on YouTube, But it got me thinking. So just because these people don't believe in the stereotypical religions most people are born into, they decided to go crazy extreme lengths. Crazy extreme lengths just because they wanted to be part of a group. So it only makes sense that any man, by man I mean man or woman, life is solely driven by purpose. If you do not wake up in the morning with a purpose or a long-term goal, eventually you are going to spiral down. Like I said, I'm not trying to lecture you. So my point is, everyone does have to have something to look forward to. And that's when I decided that I have to take the things I have written or formally written in the past, I have to take them closer to heart. But not like with a pinch of salt type of attitude, but with a sort of excitement type of attitude. I have things I'm looking forward to. So why don't these things be more like, why don't I consume them in a more gentle way instead of pressure? Everything has to be now, and not just now, but now and perfect. At the end of the day, where did it lead me? Burnout. So I changed my daily routine. Let me tell you how. Typically, when I would wake up, I go straight to learning something, listening to somebody teaching about something or preaching about something. I cut all of that out. I started getting hooked on comedy instead. Comedy from Netflix, YouTube, and some Instagram pages that are just extremely funny. So I would say I'm quite a maybe neat person. I do a lot of house chores. So while I'm doing my house chores, while I'm in the shower, on my way to work, whatever, commute time that I have, instead of listening to banging music, I decided to switch up to comedy. And that changed a whole lot, because I found that instead of pondering and, beating on my problems or my self-created worries, I'll just spend my time laughing. Stand-up comedy, by the way. And it just constantly put me in a good mood. Then also, one thing I want to tell you about this whole thing I'm talking about in this video is that whenever time this video comes out, or whenever you watch this video, please start the journey of changing from Saturday. So if you see this on a Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, whatever, just start from Saturday to Saturday, which is basically going to give you 8 days of rest in terms of taking a break. Even if you have a 9 to 5, even if you have a business, I'm not saying you should stop. I'm saying take less orders, take less bookings, be less competent at your job, be a less competent mother, be a less competent wife, friend, and co-worker for the next 8 days. Show up, but do not show out. Do not show out in terms of don't do too much. Just take the back seats for once. Like I said, I was working from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. For what? For actual what? I get it. Everybody wants to succeed. But in the stage when you are burnt out and overwhelmed, that is the stage right before depression. If you continue to ignore yourself, ignore your feelings, you are going to definitely be heading to full-blown out depression, of which it will be harder. It will take a longer time to heal if you ever get there. So mind you, don't ignore this stage where you just, you are overthinking, you are burnt. Don't let it pass this stage. Attend to yourself now before other people have to be the ones to attend to you. So, and also one thing that I also did was I started to cook. In terms of, I cut out what is it called? Fast food. Because I take a lot of sugar, and I order in food a lot. But I made a simple rule. Anything I eat has to be fresh out the fire at least maximum 1 hour ago. Maximum. Or I would cook, dinner, at least fresh dinner once a day, or fresh lunch, just make sure that. And even if you're going to order in, please let's order in homemade food. Just stop the whole deep frying, anything artificial for as long as you need. Just stop it. I find that the whole cooking process is quite therapeutic as well. So, and that really, really helped me, because I was suffering from sinuses. But just 1 week of eating nothing but fresh food, and I noticed that, my nose was quite clear. Interesting. Another thing I would say would be, oh my God, physical touch is more important than I actually thought it was. I'm not going to deep dive into this particular topic, because I'm not trying to have it taken out of context. But basically, I just feel as though getting close to someone, closer than usual, closer than friendship, is just going to help calm your nerves, to be honest. A hug goes a long way. A cuddle goes a long way. If you are as isolated as I am from other people, just cut it out for the next, week, couple of weeks, and get close. I personally hate people touching me, like coming close, handshakes, unsolicited. I just don't personally like it. So I actually avoid people more than normal. But this period of time, I realized that I genuinely actually needed physical touch, and I encourage you to get some if you're struggling with this particular burnout, overwhelm thing. One more thing that I also did was OCD style cleaning. Yes, I clean my house and I, tidy my clothes literally almost every day. Or not every day. At least I always participate in house chores. But this time around, do the whole, clean yourself, especially your bathroom and all. Clean by yourself. Don't get a cleaner to do it for you. While you're doing this cleaning and cooking and all of that, be listening to comedy. Like, little things like this, piling up, is they're going to add up. Obviously, I took myself out, dinner dates, coffee time. If you are the kind of person who doesn't, you don't fancy taking yourself out, you could hang out with your friends and all of that. I did that as well, but I also found that the time that I spent personally with myself, resting away from work, as soon as work is done, I'm leaving and coming back home to spend more time with myself. I find that those times healed me better than when I would go out, because even when I go out by myself, I'll still be on call with my friend and all of that. I find that the time I spent alone and the time I spent hugging and cuddling on someone helped me way more than when I was isolated. So far so good. I have one last thing would be, writing your plan, that 1 year plan, maybe 6 months plan, 5 years plan. Write it in details and break it down to smaller bits. I'm sure a lot of you might have heard this part, but I actually did it, not just hearing it and passing it by. No, hear it and actually do it. I did it, and I find that it got me a little more excited, because now I have attainable goals to look forward to instead of these huge unrealistic goals. I had little realistic goals, like, okay, by the end of the week, I would like to accomplish this. We're not talking about by the end of, the month. Make it really, really small. Go down into the nitty-gritty, and you get a little more excited because you are taking off more, you are checking more things from your checklist. You're ticking more boxes. I really hope that you find the peace that you so long for. I hope that you follow through with the things that I've talked about that genuinely helped me. These are the few things I did that genuinely helped, and it worked. In just over a week, I was already back to normal. 2 weeks, I would say. And that's why you could see that there's been no video on my YouTube channel, is because of this same thing I was going through in my personal life. I couldn't show up anymore. But after I got myself healed, back on track, back happy, back smiling, back not burnt out and feeling crazy, I'm ready to basically take on the world, and I hope you do the same. Check out my other videos and enjoy your life, enjoy your time, enjoy your day. I love you. I love me. So cheesy. Have a nice day.